Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Lester Loves Watches. Now today we're going to be entering the bonkers world of the Bonklip bracelet. This is Bonklip. This was a bracelet that was quite heavily used in World War II. I think it was invented in the early years of the century, and it's been copied by lots of people since then. And this particular bracelet that we've got here was made by Britton and Sons, Britton. It was used a lot in the UK. They had a patent, I think, until probably the 1950s, or they certainly stopped using the name in the 1950s. And after that time, various other bracelet manufacturers, such as Gay Frères, made their own versions. And quite recently, firms such as Forstner and Joseph Bonny have reissued similar bracelets, although not quite the same as this one. Right, so now, why do I say it's bonkers? For a start, it's very, very long. I mean, my hand width is about 20 centimeters, so you can see that this one is it's probably nearly 30 centimeters long. I don't know if this bracelet is as it was when it was first delivered. To me, it just seems a bit too long, but it could have been that it was that long to go over a flight suit, for example, or some quite bulky jacket or something like that. The beauty of this bracelet is that it's infinitely resizable, in the sense that you don't have to take out the links. You just use the two clips to wrap around itself, clip onto itself, and then, whichever link you choose shortens or lengthens the bracelet. So what we have, you can see in the middle, those are your two end links. Oh no, they're not at the end of the bracelet as it appears, but you just take them. That one pulls through. Let me just make it a bit bigger. And then you can fasten that end link onto the fixed lugs of your watch or onto the spring bars of your watch. And as you can see, it has an open loop, which is just big enough to press over a spring bar or to press over a fixed lug. And if you want to, you can prise it open a bit more or press it closed a bit more. So let's carry on looking at the bracelet. So further along, so obviously you get your two end links, you fix that to the watch, that one and that one. And then there are two clips on the watch, and we're going to look at those now. So this is the first one. So this is a clip that doesn't open or close. It's just a solid clip there with a tongue or flange, however you like to call it, on the underside. And what you would do with that is you would pull it through like that, fold it over the bracelet, and then you would find a particular point on the bracelet to attach it to. Now let's do that again. So we've got the clip here, we fold it over, and then we just clip it onto one of these one of the holes there, and that's now clipped. And the only thing that's holding it in is friction, but that's fine because the watch will be on your wrist and it'll be pulling in this direction, and that's not going to come out. So what we have now is a bracelet which is not as long as it was, and when it's on the watch, it'll go over your wrist absolutely fine, and then that's where the second thing happens, which is this clip here. Now this clip on my bracelet has got a Bonklip logo. Not sure if you can see that. And it also has a little open and close. So you get your thumbnail under there, you can open it up, and it also has a little tongue on the end, just there. Not as long as the other one, and I'll come to that a bit later. But then opening that will allow you to, again, fold over the bracelet itself, put the tongue into a space between the bracelet, and then close the clip. And that will have the effect of securing it the second time. Now let me show you all this on a watch which I prepared earlier, Blue Peter fashion. So this is a similar bracelet on an old diver that I had hanging around. And the first thing I'm going to do is unclip the second clip. Whoops, that comes off very easily. So let's take the watch off. Now, so you can see that what I've done with this one is I've done the first clip there. That's still holding. You then put on the watch, okay? This is the second clip, the Bonklip logoed one. So you hold that and you, whoops, and then you pull it all the way down and over, and then you clip it onto a point on the bracelet like that. So I'm just going to put it into a hole. This is the tricky part. Put it into a hole and clip it down, and there you have a bracelet which should be holding quite nicely. Now let me explain the drawback of this particular bracelet. This second clip, the tongue was very short, if you remember, and that means that if this clip isn't straight or isn't being pulled in that direction, it means that it can come away from its fixing. So if it goes in any way perpendicular, if it goes up for some reason, then it could quite easily, the tongue could quite easily come out. Now I seem to have fixed that fairly well, but just earlier today I thought I'd fixed it, and then it slipped off. So it's not, you know, it's not 100% secure. And to my mind, the engineering fault with this is that the tongue on this Bonklip bracelet should have been longer to slide further under the, and then for not to come out if this bit was moved. So, you know, if you pick up a cheap one of these on eBay or whatever, I would buy it and experiment with it. Don't expect it to be 100% secure, so don't use it on anything expensive. Or you can get a modern variant from Forstner or Joseph Bonny, and I'm sure that those will be much more secure, because they would just have terrible feedback if they weren't. So it's very comfortable. It looks like a piece of razor wire, but it really isn't. It's stainless steel. It's brushed. It's very comfortable on the wrist. It's thin, even though there's 1, 2, 3 layers. It's still very thin. It slides under a cuff, no problem at all. So yeah, so there we are. That's the Bonklip bracelet. This one's probably 1950s. You can get them in all conditions on eBay. This was a very nice condition one. And the beauty of this bracelet, coming back to this one, the beauty of this bracelet is that if you wanted to, you could probably cut it down in size. You could, you know, it's only folded metal, so you could unhook any of these, cut it down to size, and make it just with one clip. So for example, you could have it just with this one here, which I wouldn't do. I would have it just with that one there, because it's got a longer tongue. And then all it would do is it would wrap round once and hook on, and then that would be more secure. But anyway, there we are, Bonklip bracelet. Hope you've enjoyed that little run through, and see you in the next one. Bye.